Rick Mason here with the Fitness Challenge, and today I want to explain my concept of a fitness index. The fitness index is 7 exercises that I've identified that really test your level of fitness. And here are the 7 exercises. The 7 exercises are the push-up, sit-up, the pull-up, the dip, bench press times body weight, deadlift times body weight, and a 1 mile run. So the way it works is you take each exercise, you do them each individually, but it's how many push-ups you can do in 1 minute, and you get 1 point for each push-up. Done. And then you go right into sit-ups. You can rest after each event, after each exercise, but how many sit-ups you can do in 1 minute, how many pull-ups you can do in 1 minute. And on the pull-up, I'm talking about either, there's different names for a pull-up. There's a chin-up or a pull-up. So it doesn't matter really how you put your hands. You can take an underhand grip or an overhand grip, either way, and do it a pull-up or a chin-up. Dip, how many dips you can do in 1 minute on dipping bars, parallel bars. And then we get into the bench press. Now this is a regular bench press done on a flat bench. Everyone is familiar with the bench press, I think. But on this one, you use your body weight and you see how many reps you can get with your body weight in 1 minute. For example, I weigh about 230 pounds, so I would load the bar to 230 pounds, have someone spot me, and see how many reps I can get with that amount of weight. And on this, you get 2 points for each rep completed. So for example, if I did 10 reps with my body weight, that would be 2 times however many reps I got. Same thing with the deadlift. The deadlift, of course, is pulling the bar from the floor up to a standing position. Very good exercise, but it's how many reps you can complete in 1 minute with your body weight. And just like with the bench press, you get 2 points for each rep that you do. Then you go to the 1 mile run. The 1 mile run, of course, you need to get in a place where you know how far a mile is, first of all, like on a track or something like that, or mark off a mile, and get your time in the mile. But then what you do is you add up your score on all of these, the first 6, and then you take your time in the mile run and subtract that, or you double it first. You double your time in the mile run. Let's say, for example, that you're able to run the mile in 6 minutes, which is a good time, by the way. So you multiply that by 2, which would be 12. 6 times 2 is 12. Subtract that from all of this, and then you would come up with an index score for each of them. So it would look something like this. So as an example, let's say you were able to do this. Let's say someone was able to get these scores. Let's say you did 30 push-ups and you were able to do 40 sit-ups. Then you were able to do, let's say, pull-ups. Pull-ups are really hard. So, I mean, a lot of people can't even do a pull-up. They're very hard. So let's say you were able to do 5 pull-ups. And then let's say you were able to do 10 dips. All right. Then let's say you were able to do, on the bench press times your body weight, let's say you were able to get 10 reps. Well, 10 times 2 would be 20. Okay. And let's say on the deadlift, you were able to get 10 reps times your body weight. So once again, multiplied by 2 points, so that'd be another 20. So as a subtotal, let's get all these together. So 30 and 40 is 70, and 10 would be 80, that would be 100, 120, 125. So you get a total of 125, but then remember we have to subtract our run time. So let's say in the mile run, you were able to do it in 7.5 minutes, which is still a fairly good time. Multiply that by 2 is 15. So you would actually subtract 15 from this, which is 125 from 15 is 110. So your total score then is 110. So now, let's look at what that means, a score of 110. Okay, now let's look at the scores and where you would stand based on your score. Below 40, if you score below 40, we're going to call that below average. That's and a lot of people, if you score in this category, don't worry too much. The idea is to improve, and that's why you work out, is to improve. But at least you know where you stand based on other people who have done this and how much they can do and what they can do. So below 40, we're going to call below average. 41 to 70, we're going to call average. Most people who do this, whether they train, especially if you haven't trained before, are going to fall into this average category, which is okay. Remember, the idea is to improve. 71 to 100, we're going to call good. If you've been working out for a while, then maybe that's where you land on this, which is good. 101 to 140, we're going to call excellent, really good score. 141 to 180, I'm going to call remarkable. That's really, really good score. 181 to 220, we're getting up into the freakish range. I mean, these are people who typically are workout fanatics. They've been doing this for a while, and they're very good at, they're very fit. Then above 220, we're going to call that superhuman. I'm going to give that a special title of superhuman. Is the idea that not many people can do that. I mean, it's a very, very high level. I mean, if you can score above 220, you're in excellent physical condition. You're super fit. You're superhuman. And hats off to you. So, look at your score. Now, when you go through, let me explain, when you go through the workout, you have to do all of it at least in one session. You can change the order of the exercises. In other words, you could do push-ups and then pull-ups if you wanted to, and then the set-ups, or you could start off with dips and then do the push-ups later. You can do all that, but I think you should do the run as the last thing. But you can rest 2 minutes, only 2 minutes between activities. That means between doing, if you start off with push-ups, then you rest 2 minutes and then do your set-ups or whatever you're doing next. So you can rest 2 minutes in between exercises. You have to have somebody keeping track of your time, and as a witness, actually, you can't really, do it. You can do it yourself, but if you really want to report your scores, then it's best to do it really as a group. Have 2 or 3 or more guys or gals do it as a workout, actually, and keep track of each other's times. So those are the parameters of how you get your times and how you do the actual event. Now, I will say one thing about the ladies out there, in that we know, and I'm not bashing the ladies, but we know that women as a whole don't have the upper body strength as much as men do. So women aren't going to do as good on dips and pull-ups as men do. I mean, it's just, like I said, a lot of men can't do a pull-up, for goodness sake. So if you're a lady out there and you want to do this, and which I encourage you to do this, you can, if you can't do a pull-up or a dip, do those on the dip or pull-up assisted machine that most gyms have now. That's the machine where you get on it and it has a little pad, you set the weight pin, and it counterbalances your weight. It takes some of your weight when you do a dip or a pull-up. You're not pulling your entire body weight, you're only pulling a portion of your body weight. So feel free to use that and get your scores. Women can also do what's called the girly push-up, where you're on your knees and you go forward like that, do the girly push-up. But the whole goal, even for women, is to be able to do all the exercises, the way that they're intended to be done without any assistance. So, report your scores. Let me know how you're doing on this. This is something I think would be a great workout and a great way to gauge your level of fitness. So until next time, remember to challenge yourself every day in and out of the gym.